All right, hi class. So here we are in week 8, and it's time for your first second draft assignment. So this little video is just to talk a little, just to reinforce stuff that's already in written out on the site. But I want to highlight a couple of really important things. First of all, this is the only task you have this week. Well, actually, no, sorry, that's not true. You have 2 tasks this week, but this is the major task you have this week. There's no reading to do. There's no other writing, of course, and while there will be peer feedback, it's not actually due this week yet. Okay, so you're really focusing on your second draft right now. That's due Thursday night. And a couple of things to say about it. Be sure that you look at the assignment instructions carefully. There are a lot of really important details, and this is a big part of your course grade, so it's really important that you understand how you're going to be graded and what's required of you. So first of all, there's some length requirements. Be sure you check those out, and if you have any questions about it based on something you're doing, let me know. Secondly, as a second draft, I'm expecting that there has been a first draft, and you should show me some evidence of that. I'm looking for you to revise and expand that first draft. Here's what that means. Revise means that you are going through and editing. You're improving what you've already written. You're making it tighter, you're making it more surprising. Whatever you're doing, you're improving what's already there. Expand means that it's going to be longer and more fully developed than your first submission was. So those 2 things are kind of the basic requirement here. There's also some important notes about what to submit specifically. Notice that I'm looking for manuscript formatting, which you'll find information about in your book. The page numbers are there. I'm looking also for evidence of that first draft, which can be either a copy. You can just include a copy of what you submitted originally in your word processor, or if this is something you have written elsewhere and you need to take a photo of it or something, that's fine too. But I want to have all of that in the same document. And then the next thing that's really important is that I'm looking for a cover letter, and there's some instructions in there on the assignment page about that. Be sure you don't miss this. This is an important part of your grade, and it's going to help me grade you, because your grade covers the process as well. And the cover letters, in some cases, the only way I'm going to know about your process. So it's really important. So what the cover letter is asking you to do is to write to me about your process. Explain how that went for you. Talk through, were there difficulties? Did you get stuck anywhere? Did it kind of flow naturally? What kind of feedback did you get? How did you use that feedback? Anything that feels relevant about your process. That's one part of it. And then the other part is for you to look at the rubric, which is also attached. Look at how the assignment is graded and reflect on how your second draft meets those requirements. How does it show development from the first draft? How does it show the elements of surprise, economy, and truth, which we've been working on? How does it show other craft elements that we've been working on in the class? So just reflect a little bit in that letter. It should be about a page. It can be a little more if you want, but try to sort of aim for about a page. And I think that's it. So that's going to be due Thursday night. As always, any questions, let me know. And if you'd like to meet with me in person or through video conferencing during my office hours this week to discuss your project, I'd be very happy to do that, okay? Or we can make an appointment outside of office hours if those times don't work for you. Then, On Friday, I want you to take a little bit of time, maybe 15, 20 minutes, whatever you need, to answer a couple of questions that are we're just going to take a moment to, you don't have to prepare for this at all, just take a moment to reflect on your experience of the class so far and how your creative writing skills are developing. And so there's just a couple questions there, and that's going to be due by Friday night. And then the next thing to say, other than those two things, which are the only assignments due this week, is that after Friday night, you're going to get peer feedback assigned to you. You're going to get assigned 2 as usual, but this is going to be a little bit more of a developed process than the previous peer feedback, because this is a more developed draft. And you'll see instructions for what I'm looking for in the peer feedback on Canvas. You'll see that in the module. That's not going to be due until next Wednesday, but just have a look at that. You have more time for it because a little more is expected of you. What you're doing is writing a 400-word letter, essentially, to the person whose draft you're working with. And it's the same kinds of feedback that we've given all semester so far, but it's a little more formal, and there's just a little bit more of it. You're going to go into a little more detail. Any questions about that, let me know. Finally, last thing to emphasize is just that these are big assignments. We've had a lot of small assignments up to now, but both the second draft assignment and the peer feedback are worth a lot of points for your grade. So it's really important that you don't miss these assignments and do the best work you can do, of course. As usual, I can't accept late assignments, but if you know you're going to have an issue meeting the deadline ahead of time, I'm really happy to talk to you. Okay, but short of that, it should be in on time. If you're having any issues at all, please get in touch with me and we can figure something out, I'm sure. I just need some communication from you. Okay? I'm really excited to see what you all produce this week. Again, I'm available for your questions, and we'll see you online.